lovely Abbie Dagrin, and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal chart analysis, and today I'll be doing one on Jenna Ortega. I'll be speaking on her personality traits as well as her characteristic traits and how it has led to a lot of the success she's endured in her career based off of her natal chart. So please stay tuned for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Please also make sure you hit that like button because I know you guys will love this video. And last but not least, please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, your enemies, anyone who really loves this content or really loves Jenna Ortega. Now let's get right into the video. Okay, lovelies. Jenna Ortega was born on September 27th, 2002, so this qualifies her to be a Libra. So with this placement, she tends to be someone who loves social interactions, and she loves to communicate in an objective and a balanced and a fair manner. She's someone who is great at being graceful towards other people. She's very magnetic and people just love to be drawn towards her. She's known for being very social and very much charming to other people as well. She's someone who loves to have fun. She's someone who really loves companionship. She's someone who loves to keep the peace and loves for things to go very well and very smoothly for her as a person. And this really does help her in her career because a lot of people do love her. They love her acting and they just love the way that she's able to connect to her audience. Up next is her moon in Gemini, and with this placement, that charmingness continues. She's someone who's very cool, she's very witty, she's able to come up with the most fascinating things to say. She's someone who is very educated and she's always curious about different things. She has a very open mind and she really wants to learn a lot about different people. She's very intellectual in regards to her emotions. So moon has a lot to do with your emotions and how you feel on the inside, but she's someone who intellectualizes her emotions, so she doesn't really try to feel it. She's very optimistic though, and she always sees the positive in everything. She's very curious, very communicative. She loves to communicate how she feels with others. She's someone who can be unorganized at times, however, that is balanced by her impressionableness and her just being a fun person. Up next would be her Mercury in Libra, and with this placement, she's someone who's very analytical and she has a desire for justice in everything that she does. Having her Sun and Mercury in the same sign is very great for her because she's able to really speak her mind in a way that's very united. She's someone who is a very great orator, and they say that people with Libras and Mercury are really great at speaking and orating the way that they want to say. She's someone who has a harmonious voice when speaking. She's very verbally eloquent. She's very gentle and diplomatic. Sometimes she can be indecisive, but she's very assertive and not harsh. She has a very certain elegance about her. She's very legal-minded. She's very enthusiastic. She's the person who sees all sides of an issue, and this is something that really helps her with her speech. Up next would be her Venus in Scorpio, and with this placement, she's someone who loves to have fun in a relationship. She's very much intense, and she comes across as fearless. She's someone who has a strong willingness to commit to a relationship, so if she's in a relationship, she's in it forever. She's in the long run. She's the type of person who is an all or nothing, and she can find it difficult to forgive her partners who have wronged her. She craves intimacy and loves deeply. She gives her partner her full attention. She has a need to control her partner in relationships sometimes. And she's someone who wants to know every detail of her partner, but she doesn't want to tell hers at times until she's able to really feel comfortable around them. She can be easily jealous, and she's someone who's very loyal and committed, and this is something that really can be a downfall, but also a great thing as well for her. Up next would be her Mars in Virgo. So with this placement, she's someone who has a lot of confidence in herself. She's very generous as well. She loves to encourage others, very charismatic, very determined, very powerful, and she can be stubborn and prideful, but she's someone who has a drive that is very important to note, because this drive is really led by her intelligence, her patience, her diligence, and her strength of her willpower. She's someone who's very attentive, and she's very organized in regards to everything that she needs in her life. She's someone who's very careful and systematic as to how she wants to get something done. She's someone who wants to look at every detail. She wants to be very perfect in everything that she does, and she loves to make sure everything is in its place and that she chooses the right lifestyle for herself. So this is a great Mars placement. Up next would be her Jupiter in Leo. So with this placement, she's someone who can attain prestige and honor in her life. She's someone who's able to make great decisions, and she has a lot of leadership capabilities that she's very great at. She's the luckiest when she's in the lead and working with others, and this is something that is very great to note, because in the movie that she's in the show that she is in, she's the lead, and she does such a great job. She's someone who is great in her personal life when she's surrounded by her friends and family, and luck flows so effortlessly when she has this, and she's able to have an abundance of energy that keeps her going on all the time. So even if she's having a bad day, this fire placement can really help her just keep going on and just believe in herself and know that regardless of what's happening today, things in the future can get better. Up next would be her Saturn in Gemini. So with this placement, she's someone who is working on how to be stable, how to have intelligence, and how to have clear communication skills. She's someone who's great at that in regards to her Libra Mercury, but sometimes she can have some nervous energy about herself. And since Saturn is her own teacher, she's someone who may have the mental ability to be introspective, and that can be something that can take her years to show. She's someone who needs to know that the knowledge that she has is very beautiful and very great, and she can have very great analytical and comprehension skills if she really does believe in herself and know that she's able to do this. Now, these traits are easily able to come because it is Saturn in Gemini, but she just has to believe herself and know that she can do it. Up next would be her Uranus in Aquarius, and this is actually a great placement to have. So with this placement, they're all about changing society in the best way that they can. They're always going to make sure they're fighting for causes that really do benefit the society as a whole, not them. They love to take up causes like poverty and justice. Social causes is something that they really love, and they always like to find a way to solve complex issues, and this is something that they will fight for regardless of what happens or how other people feel. They're going to make sure that they work hard to really get changes done, because they not only want to make sure they live in a beautiful world, but they want to make sure generations after them live in a beautiful world and a beautiful society as well. So this is something that's very important for them, and this is actually a very great placement to have because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Next up is her lovely Neptune in Aquarius. So with this placement, she's someone who finds inspiration wherever she goes, and this is something that's really beneficial for her because being anywhere and being able to find the inspiration needed for her to really do what she needs to do in life is very great. She's someone who's always thinking of ways to help the society that she's in. And this is Aquarius placement energies, because Aquarius placements are humanitarians at heart, so they're always thinking of ways to really benefit and make society better. Her generation is all about idealizing things that really help society. They're really great at being detached, but also really thinking about how to change society in a way that will really benefit the masses. They're the types of people who love to make sure that they protect the rights of everyone in the midst of changes. Up next is her lovely Pluto in Sagittarius. She's able to get this placement because she was born between 1995 and 2008. She's someone who is a part of Generation Z because she has this placement. And this generation is all about freedom, all about experimenting, all about exploring and taking risks. And this is such a Sagittarius vibe and Sagittarius energy that's very great. They're also the types of people who want to make sure that they gain information in order for them to just get it. Like, there's no reason for them to really use it. They just want to explore. They just want to read. They want to be about things that increase their knowledge. They're all about traveling. They're all about really getting to have the thrill of life and being optimistic, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of luck, so they are optimistic and they love to look at different possibilities. Up next would be her lovely North Node in Gemini. So in order for her to really uncover her hidden gifts and talents and get the attributes needed for her to develop, she will need to do this: have a healthy curiosity, asking questions to learn how others think, seeing both sides of a situation, having tact, having logic. Communication is very important. Her being able to have a positive approach to life and other people, purposely cheering up others, using non-threatening approach when expressing her ideas. She also having listening is great important, openness to new ideas and experiences, seeking factual information before making her decisions. Also, looking and searching for details other people miss or ignore, and listening to those around her, even if she knows best. Up next would be her Chiron in Capricorn. Now with this womb, she has the womb of recognition. So being recognized in her life, like her job, she may feel like she may be unnoticed sometimes, or maybe in her family life, she probably felt as though she was unnoticed. So she will probably do things in order for her to get noticed, or do things in order for people to pay attention to her, and just do different things that can really be detrimental to her in a way. What she has to realize and know is that she is more than enough, and anyone with this placement, they are more than enough, and that anything that they do, they should do it for themselves, and if it benefits them, and try their best to just know that they are worthy, they are enough, and even if somebody doesn't recognize you, you recognize you, and recognition will come, especially when you're not looking for it. So this is her Chiron. Up next is her ascendant / rising in Cancer. And with this placement, she's someone who is very much about having a familiar aura around her. She is someone who people can come and talk to and feel comfortable around. She's very sensitive to her surroundings. She's someone who's shy when meeting people she's never met before. She's typically very caring and sweet. She can be withdrawn and can be moody sometimes and sensitive, but she does need structure and security in her life. She's someone who doesn't do casual relationships. She loves to be with someone for a long time, that she's in it for the long run. She's a very great listener. She's great with conversations. She's great at enjoying comfort and possibly collecting comfort. And she's someone who's great at making people feel comfortable, and she really does want that in return as well. So these are very great placements for her. Last but not least is her midheaven in Pisces. So with this placement, it has a lot to do with her public image in regards to her career. So she's someone who's very introspective. She's very multi-talented, and people really do talk about that with her. Makes sense because it is a mutable sign. She's very creative. She knows how to create different things. She's very receptive, and she's very passionate. In regards to her career, she's someone who has a very out-of-box thinking. She's someone who's very emotional in regards to her intelligence, and she loves responsive feedback. She's someone who is very creative, and since she has strong emotions, being into music, theater, film, literature is important, and she is in film. She's someone who loves to act. So honestly, all of her traits in regards to her career is there, and she really picked the right career choice for herself. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today on Jenna Ortega. Please let me know down below, did you learn more about her? And did you get a better understanding as to who she was as a person? Please also let me know down below any more suggestions of anything or anyone else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. Please make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. Also that you guys hit that like button and that share button as well. Last but not least, please make sure you're following me on all of my social media accounts, from my Facebook down to my podcast under Abbie Dagrin, my Etsy store to my Instagram under Gael Beauty, and my PayPal that is linked down below. I love you all. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, lovelies.